Let's go, let's go, let's go.
All right. Welcome in, everybody. The first official episode, the launch of the greatest NFL Sunday morning show that's debuting on Thursday at night. You'll get to it later, but when there's football games, Sunday morning quarterbacks is your live stream where you can interact with the best analyst in the game for they support their team, but they also support the industry and are experts in that industry. It's where you need to be for each Sunday and Thursday to get the best bets coming into the day, where your fantasy football options are going to be, who to back, who to fade, and then always some DFS plays, the anchors that you want, maybe the wild card that you need, anything and everything football, gambling, fantasy, and just general knowledge and sports talk. This is your show that you're going to have to be tapping into. As you can see, it's our usual two faces, but the whole premise of this show is it's with all the analysts and everyone else we bring in. Without further ado, I'll let Sosa get into it since this was his brainchild, his baby. It's here. It's here. It's in life. How you feeling? Are you nervous?
Oh man, I'm never nervous. This is what we wanted it to be, right? This is football for the people. We're giving away free money just like our daily show, but we're getting people who not only know gambling, they know the sport, they're around the sport, they understand what it is that's going on, and this is why we're doing it. I'm tired of the bullshit I see on ESPN. All those people lie to you. So let's get people who actually gamble, put their money up, and win, giving people the analysis that they want. That's what I want from football. If I'm gonna be betting, I want people who are actually gambling to fuck with it. That's what I'm about. Not only that, if you're doing fantasy football, like you said, DFS, we got people who do all of that and they're great at it. Stop looking at bullshit websites. Deal with people that actually do it. That's why we're here. So, and that, like I said, that's why I wanted to do this. Football is my best sport. I keep saying that. Obviously, I have to show and prove, but I have some more people around me right now that are just really, really good at it as well. And I can't wait to really, take this to the level that it should be. We get a great game tonight. It's the first night of NFL season. It's like Christmas. I feel like the tree has all the presents. We're about to go open them one by one. And tonight's, the first one. Uh, Other than that, we have two correspondents that Eddie, who's our big time Cowboy guy, Spin Doctor, who everyone thinks is a baseball anomaly. Wait till you see what he got for you tonight, and for the rest of the NFL season. We're going to be featuring Jammer Bets, a bunch of other people. I'm trying all the names. You may at least
Yeah, I
slip
was
my
about to say if you're going to attempt to do that, good luck.
bullpen, all of them. There's a bunch of people that are all locked in with us, and tonight we're here to bring you the best plays that we both have for tonight's game, and we're gonna get the best plays from the two guys we have following the teams behind me. So with that being said, let's get into it. Your first play of the night, what would that be, sir?
All right, before we get into that, we are live on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. The YouTube channel is Daily Bread Media. That's where you can find Paid for Play, Daily Bread, and the Sunday Morning Quarterbacks live on the Sunday Morning Quarterbacks channel. So make sure you guys are following that. But to get into the plays after we got to promote our stuff, make sure you like all that, retweet. We appreciate you guys. We want you in the comments to telling us what you're playing and other things like that. First play that we got to go with, and I don't want to say this is the contrarian angle to start with, but every single props, all the total plays, I'm seeing over, over, over. At this point, you can almost get a 50. You can get a 53 at a few books, but what I got my money locked in at is an under 52.5. So we're gonna hold our nose for this one and just hoping the Bucks don't put up 40, because if that happens, we're basically toast. The smarter or the more tactical angle you could potentially go with is the Cowboys team total under, but I think we truly see a 24-20 grinded out game. I think the Cowboys defense, even though it's slightly improved from a poor defense last year, I think we'll see the strides in week one. I always feel more confident that the offenses or the defenses always have the upper hand. And with the Bucks, I mean, the Cowboys will struggle to run the ball. In my opinion, Zeke's going to get his touches. We'll see how many, if he can bust a long one. But I just honestly think with the pace of the game, trying to get Dak back into it. We'll see some 6 to 7 minute possessions that could end in scores, but under 52.5, expecting a 24-20 game.
All right. I love that. I love that. Man. And like you said, everything I've seen as well. I've seen a lot of money on the over. I've seen a lot of tickets on the over. I personally am rolling with you 100% on the under. It is the contrarian look per se, but just like you said, it just feels like bait. It's just what it feels like to me. And I think the smarter move is to simply go with what you just said. And I believe it'll be a grinded out game as well. I do have a couple more points being scored. I have the final score personally at 27-21 is the score that I have.
Boom, gets us under.
So that is the number that I have. My personal play is I am taking the Dallas Cowboys +9, +8.5. If right, the numbers now, they got all the way up to 9. I got them at 8, 8.5, and 9. So I'm on the Cowboys. I'm on the Cowboys to keep the game close. And my favorite prop tonight is Antonio Brown over 58.5 yards. And I also like him to score a touchdown. Though, I mean, everyone knows me as a huge Antonio Brown fan. We're seeing that Chris Godwin's a little banged up. I think full offseason, the synergy is there. The energy is there. The love connection between AB and Tom Brady is there. Give me Antonio Brown to have a good game. I don't think they call on Chris Godwin to go crazy. That also could be smoke and mirrors. But every single receiver on this team has the potential to get seven catches, all three of them. They're loaded on both sides of the ball. But just like you said, I do expect it to be a bit of a feel-out process. I do expect the pace to pick up a bit more in the second half. And like it always does in most NFL games where teams tend to throw the ball a little bit more, especially if one's down per se. But my favorite prop and pick is AB to get 58.5 yards. I also like his 5.5 catches or his 4.5 catches. But that's just that's my favorite prop. I don't want to get into too much because, like I said, we've had other people working diligently to get us their best plays. And without further ado, let's.
You want to feel out the squads real quick? You want to shit talk their teams real quick, pent them up a little bit more, give them a little bit of anger? Or do we just release them now?
Oh man, listen. At the end of the day, everybody and their mother thinks that this guy is like apparently he died, and this guy just won't die. So it's just it's where we're at right now. That's the state of affairs in the NFL. Hopefully. I just want a good game and for the props to hit so that I can make money and the people who believe that I'm great at this shit make money too, because that would make me great at it. So that's the goal. Well, there they are. There he is. Spin Doc. What's up, guy?
What's up, Chris, everybody?
Sam, Eddie, our guys. Y'all already know what it is. It's about to go crazy. Welcome in, Chris, Eddie. Chris, I think we'll lead with you. I mean, we'll give you the grind. You know, I mean, you representing the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I'm gonna let you go first. Tell us, what you feel, season outlook, how you like tonight, what you're rocking with. And again, thank you for being a part of this. We appreciate you. If you guys aren't already following Chris, Spin Doc Sports, one of the best in the game at with just numbers in general. We're really about to see his talents taken to another level of football because, like I said, we know him for baseball, but the Spin Doctor is not just baseball. So
yeah. Thank you for having me. So happy to be here. The title defense begins tonight. We as Bucs fans have waited for this since the day after the Super Bowl, my friend. This is the title. This is the most anticipated Bucs game, a regular season game, since the one after we won the Super Bowl in 2003. So for season outlook, it's I'll make it short and sweet. We have the whole team back. We brought the entire offense, the entire defense back. It's Super Bowl or bust. Getting there or anything less is just, quite frankly, not acceptable. This is we obviously know at some point this will be the twilight of Brady's career, twilight of Gronk's career. A a lot of vets on the team, even guys like Damokung and JPP. So it's just, there's a lot of vets on this team that have signed on for exactly what they're doing right now, and that's to make a run. So the division champs would be nice. Playoffs would be great, are a given. It's all about the Super Bowl for us this year. There's no other acceptable outcome. So as far as tonight goes, I heard Rex talk about the under, and it's funny because Eddie and I were talking about this last night, that I have to agree with the under with all the stuff going on with preseason because of the extra regular season game. I have to agree that for people that are thinking that like the Bucs are going to put up 45 points, I guess they could, but I don't really see it happening. I think it'll probably take at least 1 or 2 games to get that offense as back on track as it was at the end of the season last year. So I would totally agree with the under. I'm on the under. I actually might even do a live bet on the second half over, especially if the first half plays out how I think. Eddie and I were talking about, I think the first half might be a little clunky to start with. I think that the first quarter under makes a lot of sense too. That's not an official play. That's just a feel that I have. But for my official plays, Sosa talked about how I'm best known for strikeout for K-prop unders. However, I've actually been a prop bettor and a fantasy player, a winning fantasy player for over 12 years. And in high
fantasy player.
What's that?
I just had to make sure everyone recognized the winning fantasy player.
Oh yeah,
winning. Yes.
We've had some good hits. So I play in a lot of dynasty and auction leagues, which are a little bit different than Snake, but in that do a lot of DFS. Have actually won several 3,000 player plus GPPs in my life. So I'm very, very familiar with prop bets. And so for tonight, I want to give out 3. And so the first one that I like a lot is Dak Prescott. When I took it, it was under 297.5 passing yards, minus 115 on DraftKings. Same juice. It's under 292.5 now. Still like it. A couple reasons why here. You all know that I go deep in the numbers. In road openers in his career, Dak's averaged 218 passing yards. He's exceeded 295 just once. That was in 2019 at home against an actual just piss poor Giants team. The Bucs, normally we talk about not using last year's stuff to predict this year's results. In week 1, I think you can do a little bit of that, and you can especially do it when it's a team like the Bucs that have every single person back, every single coach back, and the entire same scheme that they had at the end of last year. So the Bucs are 6-2. Allowing 295 or under passing yards since their bye week last year, which is when they started making that huge run. That includes 3-0 at home, and I included the Super Bowl in that because it was at their home stadium. We know about the injury on the offensive line to the Cowboys, but the other thing that I want to talk about too is watch out for Joe Tryon tonight. He's the Bucs rookie first-round pick out of Washington. Bruce Arians very rarely talks effusively about players. He even didn't do it when Brady was kind of beasting last year, but he has just been gushing about Tryon. Bowles is treating him like this new toy that he wants to play with. Since they already have 2 all-pro linebackers, you're not going to see him a lot on the early downs. What you are going to see him in is nickel packages, third downs, passing downs, and this guy just has elite speed and athleticism. He's still learning technique. He's still just kind of like a wild man out there, but for just raw speed and power and athleticism, the guy is elite. So I can see a lot. I think that they're going to blitz early and often. That's just what Todd Bowles does. The other reason why I think this is because they have Vita Vea fully healthy now. The Bucs sack and pressure total just jumped when he came back for the NFC Championship and for the Super Bowl. And under pressure before Dak got hurt last year, all of his advanced metrics were career worst, which is when under heavy pressure, including one that is that 57% of his passes were delivered in 2.5 seconds or less. And the thing to add on to that is 6% of those were what are called turnover worthy throws, which means that maybe it was picked off, but even if it wasn't, it should have been. So I like Dak under. I actually have Dak checking in at about 275 to 280 passing.
All right.
Anything in that area, I think you're good. That's my first one.
Let's get Eddie's first play. Wrapping it. We'll bounce it back and forth.
Cool.
Yep.
All right, man. So I heard a lot of things about the Bucs tonight, and I just want to let you know now. I'm gonna let you down easy tonight. Okay, Chris. The Bucs are gonna lose tonight. I'm just gonna let you know that now. You guys are gonna start off rocky. You might end the season straight. You might end the season nice and strong, but the road to the Super Bowl does not start tonight. Anyways, for me, as you guys know, I'm a Cowboy fan, and I'm obviously going to give you some props actually tonight. Usually not the prop guy, but I got a few for you, and I think very strongly in these plays, and I know that they will hit for you guys. So the first play that I'm looking at is Zeke over 13.5 carries. Now, I know Buccaneers have the number one rushing defense dating back to last year. I know that they just stifle everything in the middle with the big hogs that they got Vita Vea, Sue, and they like to get at the passer with the rush. I'm not worried about that because if you go back to last year, and I don't like to rely too much on last year, but if you do go looking at Zeke when he's with Dak, he averages over 18 carries regardless of game script. They need to get the running game going tonight, and the Cowboys understand that the Bulls over there with the Buccaneers, they like to get pressure. Chris mentioned it about Todd Bowles. He loves to blitz a lot. He blitzes at about a 38% clip, which is the most in the NFL, and he's done that for the last 6 years, no matter where he goes. So we know that. So what's one way to go ahead and slow down the Buccaneers is to establish a run game or hit him with some screen passes. Now, Zeke, in the run game, he's going to go over 13.5 carries. Like I said, last year he averaged over 18 carries with Dak, and it's almost a lock that he's going to go ahead and get about 20 touches in this game, maybe 25, and I'm assuming 18 carries. Go ahead and lock it in. Dallas Cowboys will establish the run, the play action, to slow down the Bucs pass rush, and that starts with Zeke. Tonight.
I got one stat to bounce off you, Eddie, because I definitely believe, especially with Dak coming back from injury, the best way to get him feeling comfortable is definitely pound that rock a little early. My only concern is, you're going up against the number one defense, but I saw a stat that Zeke's averaging, I think it's 0.7 less yards per rush when Smith is outside of the lineup. So do you think they're just going to go to the opposite end, or do you think Smith's replacement is going to come in and we won't see that usual drop-off from Zeke?
No, Smith is playing.
Did you mean Martin?
Yeah, Martin, my bad.
Did you mean Zach Martin?
Smith, yeah.
Yeah. You know what? So that does bring me to another point that I wanted to get to at some point tonight is that Connor McGovern and Tyler Biadasz, they're going to have their hands full in the inside. We know that Devin White, he can blitz in the A-gap. We know that Todd Bowles is going to bring a lot of pressure. And the one thing that we do know is that Todd Bowles is not afraid to bring pressure on first down. The Cowboys know that. He'll bring it on first down, third down, second down. It does not matter. He does it at a high clip, and he does it more than anybody in the NFL. So with Connor McGovern and Tyler Biadasz sitting there in the middle with the potential to blitz on the first down, I think it's just going to be a matter of, hey, next man up. Pull your bootstraps up, you know what I mean, and go to work, man. You're going to have to do what you have to do. He's not Zach Martin. Mm-hmm. Connor McGovern is not Zach Martin. We know that. He has went up against some good guys in relief for the Cowboys. I have faith in him tonight, and I really can't say that we're just going to run to the other side, but I would say that maybe they want to go over to Tyron Smith's side. But I'm going to give you a caveat. La'el Collins is back in the lineup. He's fully healthy. He says he's feeling really good tonight, and he's one of the best run-blocking right tackles that in the entire league. So I don't think the Cowboys are going to shy away from that side. But, you know, if they need to, yeah, I could see it happening.
Word. Perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for there. So you got anything to add in, or should we go to Spin Doc's next play?
I got two plays, but like I said, I'll wait. Well, I'm gonna let the two guys who did the most homework on their teams go first.
All right. Well, first thing, I agree with everything Eddie said except for the first part. So I'm sure we'll be texting throughout the game. But anyways, my second one, I'm gonna go with Scotty Miller over. It was 7.5 on DraftKings. It's 8.5 now. Like it either way. Over 8.5 receiving yards, minus 115. So after the bye week last year, which again is where everything clicked for the Bucs, Miller had that in 7 straight games. He's a trusted target of Brady's. If there's any kind of double teaming on the outside, they run him in the seam, they run him in the slot. And the other big thing, that reason why I like this prop, is new Cowboys defensive coordinator Dan Quinn. His strategy and his defense is always centered around single safety. And for those that don't know, single safety essentially means that you're taking away the middle throws and forcing action down the sidelines. Where that helps Miller is that Miller runs a 4.36 40. In fact, there was that whole I don't think Miller was joking last year where he could run faster than Tyreek Hill. I love the guy. I love the confidence in himself, but he can't. But is that Cowboys secondary or D should be improved, but the secondary I think is still a concern. Any double team there means that Miller will have single coverage. Anytime he's in single coverage, Brady's looking for him. And the other thing, that reason why Brady trusts him is because he had one drop all last season. Now, he only played about 22 to 23% of the snaps, but he had one drop. The other thing with Dan Quinn's defense is for single safety, taking away middle of the field closed looks. Over the last 3 seasons, the best quarterback in the NFL by passer rating, touchdown, and a whole hell of a lot of other stats is Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. I just did my Skip Bayless impression there.
Oh, he went all the way with it. Nice. I like it. He's right, though. Tom Brady will pick apart a single high safety.
Yeah, that one in the holster for sure.
Yeah. You know what? I am going to say for my Dallas Cowboys that I am a little worried about the deep ball. We did give up, I want to say, the most completed deep balls last year of over 20 yards. So it's a little bit of a concern. Malik Hooker is not going to play tonight. I'm assuming he still needs to get back into game shape and get acclimated into the defensive scheme. But we're going to worry about the guys that are on the field today. Donovan Wilson is a missile. And I do like that prop, over 7.5 yards, because all it's going to take is one catch from Scotty Miller to go ahead and cash you that ticket. My second play for the night, and I've talked about this kid all season long. Those of you that have joined us in the spaces, those of you that know me, and we're going – oh, you know what? I want to bounce back real quick because I want to make this official with the Zeke play. Zeke over 13.5 carries, and I got that at minus 114. Book it. It's official. But I'm going to go back to this kid for my second play. That is CD Lamb over 62.5 yards. And he's going to cash that easy. I'm going to tell you why right now. If you go back to last year, and I keep referencing last year because CD Lamb was a rookie. He didn't play any years after that. So I'm going to say this. When he was with Dak, he averaged 10 targets a game. And he cashed that number 5 out of 6 times in the first 6 weeks. He is a beast. There was 2 back-to-back weeks where he averaged where he had 11 targets. He is a target monster. Now, can you imagine a kid with no offseason, no training camp whatsoever, going into camp, playing primarily in the slot with the limited training camp, playing primarily in the slot, and now they're going to move him everywhere? And you're going to tell me that he's not going to crack 62.5 yards against a secondary that gave up a 69% completion percentage? I mean, yes, they got better. Yes, they rely on their and this is the Bucs. Yes, they rely on their front four to get pressure and they can drop more guys into coverage. But CeeDee Lamb just understands zones. He understands coverages. He knows where to sit down, and he's a deep ball threat. So give me CeeDee Lamb over 62.5 yards. I got that at minus 110, and book it. CeeDee Lamb's going off tonight.
Love it.
And I was going to use his whole name, but never mind. We're good.
I like
one
that.
up them.
Yeah. All right. So for my last one, I'll make it short and sweet. Leonard Fournette, anytime touchdown, that's at plus 170. on DraftKings. Fournette scored in after that. Again, I keep going back to after the bye week because that's when they turned it around and everything clicked. 5 out of 7 games he scored a touchdown in. Also, throughout training camp, when they were running a lot of their jumbo sets, a lot of their short line, a lot of their goal line sets, Fournette was the back. It wasn't Ronald Jones. Every now and then they would work in Geo if it was going to be some kind of wheel pass. But if it's a run option, it is going to be Fournette. So I'm going to go Leonard Fournette, anytime touchdown, plus 170. Lock it in.
Yes,
Yeah, I like that play a lot too.
Let's go. I'm a Lenny fan. Straight out of LSU, I'm a big fan.
Oh,
Hey, yeah, I think that's my mom or something. I don't know who that is. I don't know.
yes, we'll recap the plays at the end for you guys.
Oh man,
I like that Lenny play. If I could just speak on that real quick, I like that Lenny play. I'm going to speak badly about my Cowboys right now. We were dead last, I want to say, in rushing last year. We are missing Neville Gallimore, who's a big piece on the inside of our defensive interior. And we did gain some pieces. We got Brent Urban. We have some big guys in there in the middle to try to stop the run. But yeah, I do like that play. If we can get down in the goal line, that's an awesome play. And at plus 160, yeah, can't hate that.
Yep.
That's I love everything you guys have. Those are all plays that obviously I have to play them because they're the show I'm on. So it better be a good night. Secondly, I got the two other plays that I really love was Dak Prescott over 21.5, or not Dak Prescott, Zeke Elliott over 21.5 receiving yards, and Zeke Elliott over 3.5 catches. 3.5 catches is a plus 100. And the 21.5 yards at minus 114. I just think that with Dak back in the lineup, it just opens up the passing game for Zeke. We all know that those other quarterbacks were incompetent, and they were just absolutely terrible. So I personally can't endorse that people thinking that like that it's going to be the same with him. When you lose your starting quarterback, it changes everything you do, especially for someone like Zeke Elliott. It allows him to have less people in the box. He gets to face fronts that don't have 7 guys out there. And in the event that they do rush, it makes them have the ability to dump off the ball to the receiver. The screen game was dead as soon as Dak was gone last year. That was a big part of the offense. Immediately dead as soon as Dak went down. So I think that's a good play, especially for a high pressure defense who is going to bring pressure all game. I think you get at least 2 designed offensive catches for him and 2 just off dump offs where he's just the last guy who just catches the ball. So 4 catches for Zeke, plus 100, and over 21.5 receiving yards for Zeke, minus 114. You can lock those in. Those are my 2 last plays.
I got the question for the people here. Player prop or person in fantasy to avoid tonight? Like, what player prop would you not want? Like the Godwin I see is like over 60.5 receiving yards at minus 140. That's like the player prop I don't want to be touching tonight. Is there a player prop that you guys have that you don't want to touch?
I'll go first. I'm 100% on that with you. Now, it could be smoke screens. It could be what it is. This team is stacked. They're extremely talented. If something is wrong with Chris Godwin, they will not jeopardize him injuring something. They said he's a quad injury, whatever. Obviously, you'd like to think if he's out there, he's 100%, he's full go. But it's a cause for concern whenever you're on the injury report the day before the game. I didn't particularly like it. And then, when you have one of the all-time great receivers coming in off of training camp with the full chemistry with Tom, I mean, do you really need to risk Chris Godwin even going out there and playing 40 plays? So that's the play I would want to avoid straight up.
Yeah.
Watch him go for 100 in the first half.
Yeah. No, I got to agree with that. If you're talking fantasy tonight, I would not play Ronald Jones. Too many weapons, too many options. Unless you're in some kind of crazy scoring league for rushing yards, and even then I probably wouldn't do it. He also does not factor into the passing game either. So if you're in a PPR or a half PPR, it's an absolute no. This game script tonight just does not strike me as a Rojo game. Last year, us Bucs fans used to talk a lot about we would have Rojo games and we would have Lenny games. It's like, is this going to be a Rojo game or is this going to be a Lenny game? This to me sets up to be a Lenny game, so I would avoid Rojo as well.
Hey man, listen, there's certain athletes.
For me, I want to advise everybody out there to stay away from the backups.
Keep rolling.
Sorry.
You're good.
Go ahead, Sos. Oh, you sure? Okay, all right, good. I would advise anybody to stay away from betting any backup props. I know a lot of people, I heard people talking today about, hey, what about Tony Pollard? What about taking his receiving over or anything like that? I would just advise against that right now, just until we can see the game flow that's going to happen. I do believe Tony Pollard will be used more in this offense this year, maybe a couple of more series, but just hold off right now on him. But there's another prop that I would slow down on tonight, and it's the same one that Chris was talking about, and it's Ronald Jones. Somebody posted in the chat earlier, over 1.5 passes. With the addition of Giovanni Bernard and Leonard Fournette being the better pass catchers out of the backfield, the book is just saying, hey, it's a low number. Why not take it and get some plus money while doing it? Stay away from the prop. I wouldn't do it. And again, we don't know how they're going to use. If it's similar to what they did last year in the playoffs, then you're going to see Lenny go ahead and get tons of catches and get a little bit more run if they're going to continue on what they did in the playoffs going into this season. So I would stay away from Ronald Jones personally, and I would stay away from any Tony Pollard props, thinking that he's just going to be the passing down back. Even if the Cowboys are down some, because I mean Zeke caught 70 passes with Dak Prescott. You can't tell me that he's not still the passing down back, and he's our best blocking back on third down anyways. So I'd stay away from those two.
All right. With that being said,
Listener question time or anything else we want to get to?
we can get into whatever. I'm just getting some, getting some stuff out here so we make sure everyone gets the plays that they want. That's all. As far as this, I feel that's everything. That's everything I liked. I mean, I agree with every point that you guys made. Let's have a good night and let's get to it. I mean, Sunday morning we're really going crazy. Hope to have as much content. We're going to be a content machine. We might do this Monday night too. I might feel like doing it Monday too. I might. Who knows? Sunday is what we're working for.
Oh, I saw the question there. The Lenny anytime TD I obviously love because it's one of my props.
Mm-hmm.
The Brady 300 pass yards. I think that Brady's number is the right number. It's a tough one for me. Going back throughout his career, his long and illustrious career, he has gone over 300 yards in an opener just 4 times in 10 openers since the start of his career. He averages about 290. It's one of those ones where I just don't know if plus 350 for those two together would be worth it to me. Maybe if you want to sprinkle, you can, but I wouldn't go crazy on it. I can see Brady being anywhere from like 285 to 315, somewhere in that range.
All right. Next question we got from the crew. Anyone can take this. Amari over 5.5 catches.
I gotta let the Cowboys fan answer that one. Eddie?
I think he can get it. I think that a lot of the passes are going to be funneled through Amari Cooper, and they're going to be funneled through CeeDee Lamb. It's not a play that I took specifically because I think CeeDee Lamb is going to be the most targeted receiver at the end of the night, and I like volume, especially if we're going to go with the prop or anything like that. Just like if you're going to pick a prop in NBA basketball, you want a guy that's going to have a lot of volume, and I think that CeeDee Lamb is going to get about 10 to 11 targets tonight. So do I think Amari Cooper can go over his catches? Yes. It'll be a slight lean for me. Nothing official, but Yeah, I would sprinkle something on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got that spread coming in from one of our viewers. I got 9.5. It's gone up to my book now. Looks like some are offering a full 10 on the
Did we get to
Cowboys
10?
tonight.
Yeah, and I'll say this even as a Bucks fan, 10 just seems really high, especially for with all the changes of the preseason and regular season, first game of the year. I don't know if I could take. I think if you're betting on 10, I don't see this finishing as like exactly as a 10-point game. I see this as most likely being a kind of grinded out slugfest within a 4 to 6 point game, or just an absolute Bucks blowout, which I honestly don't see either. So, Mike, should you start Gallup? Depends on what your other options are. I think he's probably usable in deep leagues.
Flex at best, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would probably try to avoid him in most regular leagues.
Jamerson, yes, start him.
He's probably facing
if I can
do it.
Right, I know. You guys are saying that's what it is right there.
Probably facing him like, yeah, I got him. Just do that.
Yeah,
but if I can speak to the spread, I'll go ahead, Chris.
No, go. I was going to talk fantasy, so go ahead.
If I can speak to the spread real quick, I did take Dallas plus 9.5. That is a bet that I booked. I got that at 9.5 at minus 107.6. Sorry, minus 106. I took that last night. It's jumped around and fluctuated a little bit. I agree with Chris. I don't see this game actually being a blowout. In the last 19 years, in the last 19 years of NFL history for games on opening night, we've only seen a blowout 6 times. So, I mean, the trend's with us. History is with us. And also, I mean, this is a slight little trend, but the Cowboys go win-loss, win-loss, win-loss on opening night. And their last opening night was a loss. So, I don't know. And Dak Prescott is 3-0 when he's a +7 favorite. A +7 underdog. So, hey, I'm just saying, Cowboys plus 9.5. I am seeing a game that is going to be close. I am seeing a game that could possibly go under. I like the first half under more. Not a play that I did play. It's a lean. But I think if anything's going to happen, it's going to happen in the second half. And as Chris said, I like a 4 to 6 point total margin at the end, with the Cowboys winning, of course.
We got a players bet between the two, you guys. No, not tonight. Not tonight.
Hey,
I'll always take my.
I'll take a gentleman's bet.
No players action. What's up? What's the bet? We got because we're getting egged on in the comments. Like, we got a players bet between the two of y'all. What's the bet?
Hey, I don't think Spinbacker's trying to lay 9.5, so I know you won't get him on the spread. I was about to say we're wrapping up close to kickoff. Spin Doctor, I know you want to get into some DFS and fantasy stuff real quick, so give us maybe a quick 3-minute hitter on anything you want in that area.
Yeah, just a couple of quick things for fantasy. Obviously this is league format, et cetera, dependent, but if you have Dak as your quarterback, I mean, unless for some reason you drafted two stud QBs, you're starting Dak, you're starting Zeke, expect him to get some volume, like Eddie said, but I don't necessarily know if, especially early, if I would expect a ton of yards. But if he's on your team, unless you're just absolutely loaded elsewhere, you got to roll with him. If you got CD, you got to roll with him. If you got Amari, you got to roll with him. Gallup, I already said, I would try to avoid if possible.
What about Zerline? I have Zerline.
All right, no one cares about kickers. Keep going.
Well, you should have listened to my advice before the season and not had 2 kickers, so you don't have to make a choice. So there's no choice.
Well, if that guy didn't lie about taking a kicker, I wouldn't have that fucking issue. All right. He's like, oh man, I'm not gonna take a kicker until the last round, and then he goes and he
gotta play poker with these guys, Chris. We bankrupt
them. So, on the Bucs side, if Brady's your quarterback, you're starting him. You're not benching Mike Evans, and if you have Chris Godwin, you're probably not benching Chris Godwin either, even though there's some of the injury stuff coming out.
I'm starting him. I have him and Evans in a league. I'm fucked.
You have to. if you're talking about, I know I mentioned Scotty Miller as my prop. Scotty Miller shouldn't be on a fantasy roster to begin with. And that actually is the difference that I want to accentuate here between DFS and between season-long fantasy. So while Scotty Miller should not be on a season-long fantasy roster, he very easily can fit into a GPP lineup for DFS tonight. He's cheap. He's got the potential to blow up, and he's probably going to be pretty low owned. So those things are what can cash you and win you GPPs. If you're a couple last things for DFS, if you're playing a cash game, you probably got to find a way to work Brady in there. His stats show it. The history proves it. The home. If you really can, you should probably try to find a way to work both Brady and Dak. You can go double QB in a single game roster. You have to go cheap elsewhere, but that's where you can stack Brady with Scotty Mitchell. And
you just broke some people's minds right there.
Oh,
I played DFS for so long that you could play two.
I'm sorry.
So many people are just like, what?
Okay. So real quick, if you're doing a single game DFS and you're doing a large scale tournament, you need like 1,000, 2,000 people or more. There's an easy way to fit both quarterbacks in, because quarterbacks can tend to be the highest scoring people, and in a single game, you can do that one of two ways. You can pick a cheap receiver and a backup tight end who you're taking a flyer on to get a touchdown, or you can take a cheap receiver and also pair it with a kicker. So what you can do is you can go Brady, you can go Dak, you can go Scotty Miller, and you can go either kicker. Or on the other side, you can take a flyer on Blake Jarwin. Not a guy we've talked about so far, but there is possible that he sneaks a touchdown in there. And at somebody who's going to be as low as him, those are the kind of plays that can cash you and win you GPPs. So sorry, Eddie, you were going to say something? Eddie? Oh, okay.
No. I was just I like the Jarwin. We didn't talk about him, but I think he bounces back, and it was a good game.
We know, like I said, we always like to hear, the final. Like I said, DFS is, a lot of people don't fuck with it, but I know you're very heavy into it, Chris. And you, like I said, any numbers and any ability to help the people make money, we're going to obviously give them every opportunity as possible, known to man, that we have in our possession. So I think that's going to do it for our launch episode of Sunday Morning Quarterbacks. Appreciate everyone pulling up. I think that Sunday y'all should really be ready. Bring your popcorn, bring a beer. I don't know, bring whatever it is you're smoking and come hang out with us. We got a bunch of people: King's Picks, Jammer, my boy Sports is Life, our buddy Chuck from KC, Bullpen Bets. Eddie, Spin Doc. If I didn't name you, it's because it's a lot of y'all. Again, thank you all. Let's get it popping. Good background you picked there, man. I like how you see how he changed that. You see how he changed that to like
nice and smooth and
that's
sneaky.
Cute. That's cute. Best of luck to everyone. Let's make some money tonight. Sunday Morning Quarterback Sunday.
Hey, if anybody has any questions about the DFS, I saw a couple questions about the DFS stuff. Just send me a DM. I'm happy to elaborate.
Sunday, 11 a.m. See you there.